And we are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Pro Junior. I've got John, JTC. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, Bobby. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Obviously, you guys see I'm in my new area. I have all my pictures back here. All the Richmond Florist stuff's on this side. I've got Quinn up, obviously, right here. Right here is Bob Levine's signature from his last team, which was with Christopher Bell.
Yeah,
Then I have Clint Boyer autographed, and then this wicked picture here with Dale Senior, Dale Junior, Jeff Gordon, Mike Skinner, and everybody from the UAW. So, and I think John works for them, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do.
So that's why you like that so much.
That's right.
All right, so we have a very special guest tonight. We have Bailey Curry joining us, driver of the number 74 for Mike Harmon Racing. I'm super excited to talk to him about. There's a lot of things I want to talk to him about. Obviously, how he started his career and all that. Also want to talk to him about. I'm not sure if if we're allowed to talk about it. I'm sure he'll bring it up if we're not. But did you know that? I'm not sure what the date was on it, but he had to go through substance abuse training.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's actually jumping in right now. So we're gonna bring Bailey in, and here we go.
Very nice.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cool deal.
Well, welcome to Pro Premium Racing's Week in Review, and obviously you're in Vegas. How'd your race go Sunday, and tell us about it?
It went all right. We actually had a really, really good car. We had a few issues. We had our truck arm was hitting the ground. The left side, we're traveling a little bit more than we expected, and it was knocking our pinion shims out. Because I think that's what was causing it. Our pinion shims kept coming out. We actually had to go to the garage at one point, get those all back in there, tighten up the U-bolt, got back out there. We were 2 laps down, got those laps back. We're running pretty good. I blew through my box on my green flag stop, which kind of sucked. Lost some position there, but we ended up P22, which I was pretty happy with. It's our first decent run we've had all year. Really, we got caught up in a wreck at Daytona, lost brakes at the road course, and then lost power steering, and eventually broke a drive shaft at Homestead. So I was happy to, make it to the end and get us a decent run.
Well, okay, so I'm a huge fan of the paint scheme that you drive, the black with the American flag on it.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that obviously you can see the I have the Starcom Racing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just signed as their esports driver. So
all right, awesome.
I'm super excited about this, but you would think that I would have Quinn's stuff on my computer, right?
Yeah. There it is, Daytona car.
I love this car.
Cool. Yeah, it's cool.
So I have that setting there, and it's one of my favorite paint schemes, 37-inch monitor. So everybody's like, dude, where the heck did you get that picture? I'm like, found it on the internet, and thank God it fit.
Yeah.
But John, you got anything real quick while I'm sending out the invites?
Yeah. I was just wondering with the I know it's kind of weird with the whole COVID thing going on, but like with the COVID situation, as a driver, what's your routine like before the race?
Really, as one of the drivers who kind of works on their own stuff, I really have to be there the whole time still. In Xfinity, they'll let us do that. They know that, I'm with Mike Harmon Racing. We're a small team. we need all the hands we can get, and I play a pretty big role in that. So I mean, I go in with the team. I help push the car through tech. Not much has really changed for me as far as the race day goes, other than less practice, no practice or qualifying or anything. So it's all pretty
Right.
much the same. We got to go through the screening. You got to fill out your survey, and they take your temperature and everything before you go in. But yeah, it's pretty much the same deal.
That's cool.
So
So what's your favorite track?
there you go.
Usually it's whatever one to run good at last. But really, I think I like Texas a lot. Obviously, I'm from Texas. It's probably one of my favorite mile and a halves. I know watching it, it might not be that interesting, but driving it, it's really, really fast, especially going into turn one and how flat turn one is, and having to use the brakes and everything. I really enjoy Texas a lot. I mean, because you're, like I said, you're on the brakes in 1 and 2, and you're close to wide open in the Xfinity car through 3 and 4. So that one's fun. Obviously, I like Darlington. I like Atlanta. I like Richmond. I like all the places to wear the tires out. Makes you have to think about your long run. And I like them all. There's certain ones I don't like, but yeah.
Yeah, well, we all have those because I
Yeah.
know being part of Pro Premium and racing online and that, I can tell you right now, the track you're going to this weekend in Phoenix is probably my worst track.
Yeah, I didn't used to like Phoenix until we went and ran really good there last year. So it's growing on me a little bit.
There you go.
Right. So can you tell us, I know we have a bunch of viewers that were asking, tell us how your career started, and then obviously what happened with I seen on Twitter you had a public service announcement out this was a while ago,
Yeah.
saying that you were a free agent and all that. Just tell us about that and tell us like what went into all that.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much feel like I started just like anybody else. I ran go-karts when I was a kid, like 7 years old, and then moved up to the ranks, Bandoleros, Legends cars. Traveled a lot with that stuff, all over the country, really, a lot in North Carolina. And then started to get a little bit more expensive. And I came home and raced modifieds and late models and stuff just around Texas locally. Would go to Alabama and Florida, every once in a while for the bigger shows. And was kind of just doing that. Was going to college, Texas State University. Wasn't really even my biggest priority at the time. I was just kind of doing it because I had fun, and we were pretty successful at it. And it was getting to the point where I was probably going to have to stop to continue doing school and everything. So we're doing that, racing at Pensacola quite a bit there, and I guess 2017. And then I got a phone call from a guy that I used to race Legends cars with, who was close friends with Tony Furr, who was the crew chief at Rick Ware Racing at the time. He called me up and was asking, like, hey, you think you'd want to go try to run a cup car? I was like, yeah, obviously. So I went out there and I helped Rick's guys a little bit. I was road crew for a few races, got to know Rick. He helped me get in a truck in 2017 and kind of just got the ball rolling from there. I ran like 3 races in 2017, Martinsville, Phoenix, Homestead. Then was running some more races there in 2018. Ran one Xfinity race with BJ McLeod early in the year. And then the seat opened up at JB Motorsports at the end of the year. And I finished out the year with their Xfinity team. 2019, I ran a bunch of Cup stuff for Rick, ran a bunch of Xfinity stuff for Mike Harmon, ran a few races for Nice and the trucks. And then last year, I ran a few races for Ray, and then kind of stopped that deal just because there's a bunch of controversy on social media and stuff. I didn't really want to be involved. So I jumped on that deal, left that deal, ran Run Cup race for Rick last year, ran a bunch for Mike last year. That's kind of really what got this season going. Was I ran a lot of races with Mike. We had a lot of good runs, and that kind of put me in the position I am now to run full-time for him this year.
Right. And you've done really well. I mean, for a small team, the finishes you have had have been really well.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have the potential to run well. We have good cars. We have trouble sometimes with just consistency and make it to the end, which sucks. And it seems like it's never the days that we're running bad and we have something break. It's always the day running like 15th, which is having a really good day for us, and then something crazy will go wrong. But I'm working over there at Mike's full time now. I actually just came from working on the car to get on this interview. So I'm trying to work those things out, get some wrinkles smoothed out so we can have some more good runs this year.
So I wanted to ask you this before, and I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. So if I'm not, just tell me shush and we'll stop.
Yeah.
With that part. The whole the substance abuse thing. The training that you had to go through, like how hard was it? And like I didn't even know you went through it until probably 24 hours ago.
Yeah. I mean, it really, since with me, I mean, all it was a pre-workout that I didn't know had stuff in it that I wasn't supposed to have. So I did that, and I kind of, explained that to the doctors in NASCAR, and then they told me, he's like, yeah, that sucks, but unfortunately, it still is a rule. We still have to suspend you or whatever. So I had to do that. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't much. I had to go and get evaluated, and obviously from that evaluation, it's like, okay, there's really not a problem here. So I had to go and do all the stuff. Had to do just, I guess, training, just learning about stuff like that, and did that. Had to do like 4 drug tests in a row or whatever and pass all those. I was really only suspended for like a month. So it wasn't, in my situation, it wasn't that much because it wasn't really that serious. It was just kind of an accident. And I was like, well, I guess I won't do that again. Kind of like the same deal that happened with Todd Borland. So it wasn't that bad. Like I said, I got it over with as soon as I could. I got told I was at Bristol actually getting ready to get in the car to go practice. And I got a call from the NASCAR doctor or whatever telling me, explaining the situation. And I had to leave, which that sucked the most. I had to go tell Mike, like, look, I can't practice your car. I can't race this weekend. Sorry. And I had to leave. But, it wasn't that bad. As soon as it happened, I made sure I got on the road to recovery program as soon as I could so I could get back to the track as soon as I could.
Well, that's good that it wasn't nothing major. I ran across it and I'm like, what the heck? I was like, I never knew that.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I guess, fortunately for me, not a lot of people do know that because it, as much as it wasn't really anything, it's still, that title kind of sucks sometimes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So looking forward to this season, I mean, you had a great season last year. What can you do different this year compared to last year to get better for obviously the upcoming races?
I mean, really, like I said, just consistency and making sure I can go over our cars and be on with the guys in the shop and go everything with a fine tooth comb and make sure everything's where it needs to be and getting all the, getting all of our measurements and stuff, all of our setup stuff, right where it needs to be. Obviously that's big. I think we've brought really, really good race cars to the track this year. At the road course, we were really fast. At Daytona in the speedway, we were really good. Heck, at Homestead, we were really good. I think we got like 14th at one point from 39th. And then we were good here. So if we could just keep our stuff, together and finish out these races, how we start them, we'd be really good. So I'm excited to go to Phoenix. We had a really good run there last year. Hopefully we can do the same thing this year.
So Jonathan Morrissey is in the chat, which if you can't tell, all my pictures right here have Jonathan and Richmar all over them.
Oh, yeah.
So he just put in the chat and said, hey, guys, Bailey, hope you are looking forward to the new lid. Well done. So Jonathan threw out this this post on Twitter and let the fans vote. And they voted Bailey to get a new helmet. That's Richmar Florist. And it's the helmets that Richmar comes up with are awesome. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure who works on the helmets, but they do a heck of a job on them.
Yeah, no, I was excited to be in that deal. I kind of was looking to get a new helmet anyway, and I saw that, and my teammate Kyle Weatherman has a Richmar helmet, and I was kind of jealous of that one. So I made sure I campaigned pretty hard to try to get votes for that deal. Had a good time doing it. It's cool to see fans, get behind you like that. So, and I was really appreciative of him for even putting up the opportunity.
I know, like I said, I'm a huge fan. So to see your name out there, Ryan Ellis, I was like, okay, I'm going to share this post, but I'm going to share Bailey's and retweet it and do everything like that. To see you win it, it was like, heck yeah, like, that's a win for all of us.
Yeah, it's cool to get a group of people like that and rally behind a single cause.
So
yeah, it's always nice.
We have, I believe it's your daughter, John, posted, what is your inspiration on your car's exterior?
I mean, the one at Daytona, the one that was on your computer there was Running for Heroes. It's this kid, Zechariah. He runs for fallen police officers and firefighters. And that one there was really a tribute to those guys and tribute to Zach. He does a lot for the first responder community. And it really showed. We had all the badges and stuff on there to show all the fallen officers over the past year. And just to show the magnitude of what those guys go through and what those families go through. Really just kind of show off those guys and let the other people know what they have to go through and the sacrifice they have. Now,
I know Kyle Weatherman and you. Last year, Kyle ran with they did the patches and for the firefighters and police officers and all that. What are you doing the same thing with that? Because I know Kyle had Toledo, Ohio, their police department on board with his car last year.
No, this was kind of a separate deal. I think Kyle's still doing that for those guys, which is really cool. But this was kind of a totally separate deal. It was done for that Running for Heroes and honor and respect. It was kind of that group that kind of came together and got that on my car.
Jonathan just posted and said, no problem, guys. Welcome to the team, Bailey.
I'm happy to be a part.
What would you say your toughest track what would you say your toughest track is to tame? And not Darlington, obviously.
Yeah. I don't know. That's hard. I mean, Darlington is tough. Homestead's hard. I mean, any of those places you run up next to the wall are pretty hard. It's hard to get used to that. It's hard to get that feeling of the air on the right side and using that to your advantage. Pocono is pretty difficult as much as I like Pocono, just because all the corners are so different and getting your car to work right through all the corners is really, really hard. So we'll say, those places, they're all way different, but they're all pretty difficult too.
Any future coming up with Cup cars again?
Nothing really set in stone. I mean, I've always liked to jump in a Cup car. I wish I could try to, get in the Bristol dirt race, trying to make some plays, try to make that happen. That'd be awesome. It's a big part of history, I think, to be able to run in that race. And I really love to do that. So kind of trying to work on that, see what I can do to make that happen. But other than that, not really. Just kind of focusing on the Xfinity car this year and trying to get as good a runs as I can, try to work myself up in the points, especially the hole we've dug ourselves in for the first 3 races.
Right.
So probably going to try to just work on Xfinity as much as I can. Going to run some truck stuff here and there. But other than that, it's focusing on Xfinity and maybe try to get in that Bristol dirt race in the Cup car.
What's your how do I want to say this? What do you look forward to when you is it just every week that you look at it as, hey, okay, this is the next track, or do you sit there and look out at all the tracks forward and say, okay, I have this track this week, this track here? How do you get yourself mentally ready for what track you're getting ready to?
I mean, it's just week to week. I really don't look out and think of, what tracks I'm really excited about going to. I think, we're going to this track. What can we improve from last time? And just things like that. I always just want to get better wherever we go, even if we go somewhere that we ran good at last time. Like Phoenix, we ran good at last year. I think we finished 14th or something. But we were running better in the middle of that race, and we had some stuff on pit road that kind of hurt us. We lost track position and things like that I'd like to go back and clean up and try to, finish, 10th, 11th, 12th, somewhere in there. So just always wanted to go back and be better than what we were the last time, really, no matter where we're going.
All right, John, your turn.
So being a smaller team, in your own opinion, with things the way they are right now, do you think NASCAR will possibly let you guys have some practice time later on this season so you guys can, kind of
It's
test
hard.
stuff out and feel it out before the race so you can make them adjustments?
It's hard to say. I feel like things are getting better. I feel like across the country, things are opening up. The schedules are all out for everywhere else. I don't know if they'll go back and change those. There's always rumors that they might or they might not. But I think, it's something definitely in 2022 we'll see as more practice and qualifying. Maybe not to the extent that we had pre-COVID, but definitely some, maybe more like a truck type schedule. It's a 1-day deal. You go in, practice, qualify, race all the same day. I'd be all for that. I kind of enjoyed that. At least you got to practice and qualify and everything, but heck, you're in and out of there, which is good for small teams like us because there's less hotel rooms you got to buy, it's less tires you got to buy for practice, a lot of things like that. So there's pros and cons on both sides. I mean, even if we got all the practice that we had before, it's still kind of advantage to the big teams because they'll just keep throwing tires on the car. Where we can't do that. We have one set and we can go practice until those are pretty much done. And that's all we got. So it really depends. I'd like to see some practice. I'd love to see qualifying back. That's kind of like my favorite thing to do. Just go out. That's the fastest you're going to go all weekend other than places like Daytona, Talladega. So I love qualifying and hope to see that back soon.
I mean, being a big NASCAR fan myself, I mean, I always liked watching, the Xfinity and Truck and Cup guys always qualify because it was like, man, okay, he's quick now. Let's see if he can stick with it.
No, that's another thing too. I think you have a few more comers and goers when there's qualifying because you have some guys that are really trimmed out for qualifying, and you'll have guys that are built for race trim. So,
yeah.
Now, what do you do to get your practice in? I mean, are you on iRacing like everybody else, or how do you get prepared for each week?
I'm not on iRacing as much as I'd like to be, if I'm being honest with you. Like I said, we're a small team and I work on the cars, so there's a lot of the time, especially like coming out here with a quick turnaround. Hell, it was 12-hour days for 3 days, so I was getting to the shop at 7 and leaving at 7 or after. So don't really have much time. I get up, go to the shop, get home, and go to bed. So I'd like to be on the simulator more, but unfortunately I'm not. A lot of the places now, I mean, it's kind of, I've been to most places, so it's not that hard or as hard as it used to be. And especially the 1.5 mile stuff, it's kind of the same everywhere, But yeah, I'd like to be on the simulator more, and if I could, I definitely would.
Right. Now, didn't you run Darlington in the trucks last year?
Yes. Yep.
So you ran the throwback 44, if I'm not mistaken. What was was that the Hardee's paint scheme?
Yeah, that was the Hardee's throwback. It was Hardcore Fishing and Game was the sponsor on it, so it kind of just fit perfect. The font with the wording just went right along with it, and the guy who owns Hardcore is a big Yarborough fan, so we got to do that. Deal was a lot of fun. We got all the throwback shirts. I tried to dress throwback. Grew a best mustache as I could. Wasn't too good, but it was there. You could tell it was there. But yeah, that was a fun weekend. We actually ended up having a set of tires left there at the end. We were able to come in. We kind of set us way back in the back to that green white checker, but we drove from like 20th up to 12th in that last few laps. So that was a blast getting to do that, getting to zing around guys that are on old tires. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can do that again sometime.
Nice. So who was your oops.
Go ahead, Bobby. No, go ahead.
All right. So who was your who were you a fan of when you were growing up and coming through the ranks as far as Cup and that go?
Yeah, Dale Jr., honestly. You can't not be a Junior fan. I feel like everybody likes Junior in some way. So He was
Yeah.
always the guy I liked. He spoke his mind. Uh, he's just Dale Jr. So that was always cool to see him. I actually ended up when I was older racing Lexus cars. We used to the guy I drove for worked for Hendrick when he drove over there. So we used to be able to go over to his house and break in tires on his go-kart track with the Legends car. That was always neat, especially when I was like 13, 14 years old. So it was a lot of
Oh,
fun.
heck yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, my dad and I were senior fans, and then once senior passed away, then obviously I started rooting for junior, and then dad just kind of quit watching it. But
Yeah, I was a senior fan, always have been, and then a junior fan, but I always liked Tim Richmond too.
Yeah, and I wish I could have seen more of him. He seemed like a pretty charismatic, cool guy and a good driver too.
Oh yeah, he was out there.
if there's one driver that has deceased that you would want to like meet, who would it be?
Probably Tim Richmond, honestly. He seems like, he has a good time. Probably be a fun guy to go out and have a couple of drinks with. So I think that'd definitely be the guy. Obviously, or him, or Dale Senior. He's a legend. To be able to
Right.
see out with him would be pretty darn cool too.
I was gonna say mine would have to be Senior and Davey Allison.
Yeah, that's another good one.
I'd have to go with Senior and Richmond, and then I'd have to throw Alan Kowicki in there too.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. I mean, because he worked on his own stuff, kind of like I do. So that'd be cool.
It's pretty cool that, like, okay, so thinking about this, so the 7 car comes back in this year. Spire brings the 7. Corey LaJoy throws that outfit on that kind of brought back Alan.
Yeah,
That was really cool to do it in front of the building, just like Alan did.
Yeah,
that
was cool.
What do you think it's going to be like having all these music people and all-stars showing up in the sport? Like, what do you think I mean, obviously they're not in the Xfinity series yet, but
I think it's great. Anything that can bring eyes to the sport, I think is good. And I think them being involved definitely brings attention to it. I mean, Michael Jordan's probably, if not the biggest name in sports in the world, I'd say. And then having Pitbull come in with Trackhouse is obviously cool. But yeah, I mean, like I said, anything that you can get to bring attention to the sport, I'm all for it. Because I just bring livelihood to the sport, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So anything that can bring attention to it, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. So we have somebody that says, who/what is your motivation? What pushes you to go harder every race?
I don't know. I mean, obviously I guess you could say my dad. My dad definitely is there. He helped me, come up through the ranks when I was a kid. And honestly, I mean, I really want to do it for myself. I grew up winning races, and I feel like I could do that in NASCAR, and I don't think I'm going to stop until I am. So, I know we're driving for a small team now. We're trying to build it up as much as we can. If there's ever a time for me to go to a bigger team and be able to have a opportunity to win championships, I want to do that, So like I said, I want to win in NASCAR. I've won and stuff when I was a little kid. I won when I was in late models. I want to do it here. I feel I can, and I think like I said, I'm not gonna stop till I am.
Right. I believe in you. I think you can win. I think you can get a championship. It just.
Oh yeah. With
and
your
obviously,
performances so far this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say the accident. I mean, accidents happen. I mean, look at Noah Gregson right now. I mean, winning the race and then like rear ends David Starr.
Yeah, no, there's definitely been some crazy races this year. I mean, between the winners that have come up in the Cup Series and you could say even the Xfinity Series as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
John, you got anything?
Not really. No. I mean, he pretty much answered everything, and I just want to wish you good luck. And hey, man, just keep on doing what you're doing because it's going to come. I mean, you guys have had, a couple bumps here and there, but I think you guys will get it all worked out. And I think before you know it, we'll be talking to you again, and you'll be like, "Hey, man, these top tens are getting boring, and it's time to start going for top
Yeah,
fives and things like that."
when we're running top
Actually,
10, I'll be running top 5. So we're always just looking at the next thing.
so I'm sitting here like, what's your workout regiment? Like, how do you what do you do to get ready for every week?
Like I said, not as much as I'd like to do. Working so much. I guess you could say I work out. I guess you could say I'm bench pressing gears up into rear end housings and transmissions up into the cars. So I mean, that's about it. I work on the race cars. Like I said, I'd like to work out a lot more, but it just haven't had the opportunity to lately, especially this early in the season, man, with having the speedway, a road course, and then the intermediate tracks. It made a tough first 3 weeks. We had to just build cars every week, really. We had to, we're building the speedway car, really, really massaging on the speedway car, getting it just how we want it, and getting our road course stuff close and intermediate stuff close. But it came down to, okay, now we're having to build a road course car this week, and then next week we got to build intermediate cars. So it made for a lot of 12-hour days and long nights in the shop. So maybe once it tames down, we get back from the West Coast, we'll have a little more time. I can go get back into my workout routine. I pretty much just work out by myself, go to my workout gym at my apartment and do what I can, look up stuff on the internet, I guess. But yeah, not much.
Are you guys are still going to Mid Ohio this year, right?
Yes.
That's my home track. So hopefully I'll be able to be there as long as we're allowed to have fans there. Because right now they're starting to lift it. So hopefully we will be able to be there.
Good deal.
What do you think of Circuit of Americas?
I'm excited. I'm really excited for that one. It's gonna be really hard, judging from iRacing and stuff. I ran a iRacing league race there a while back, and it's tough, man. It's like I believe Keselowski was saying in the interview after the tire test, the back straightaway you're going from 180 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour. So a lot of hard braking in a lot of places, really, not just there into turn one. There's some other places that are really tough. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited for it. I grew up 30 minutes from there. So cool to be racing in my hometown. A lot of my friends are going to come out. So I'm really excited for that one.
We know everybody's excited for Nashville.
Oh,
Yeah, that's going to be another fun one. I like to see new places regardless. New places, even if it's returning old places. I just like to see the schedule getting shook up a little bit,
Right.
I like seeing new racetracks and new experiences and stuff like that. I think it gives, the smaller teams an advantage somewhat there too, because the big teams don't have a 10-year long notebook from whatever place. But yeah, I'm really pumped to go there. Excited to go to Nashville. Excited to go to wherever else we go. I'm excited for all the road courses. I enjoy road courses. So I'm excited for Indy road course again. Just really excited to get to all those new places.
What do you think? And I'm bringing this up real quick because I'm sitting here thinking about it. What do you think about the Cup Series having the new bodies coming next year? Do you think all the smaller teams are going to have a fair shot, just like everybody else?
I think the body deal definitely evens the playing field. I mean, you could see it from when Xfinity did it. I feel like Gibbs had the steel body Xfinity car figured out, right? Like they were kicking butt with that deal, and the composite body came out, and you can't do as much with it. You have, a handful of tolerance to be between when you go through the scanner, so it's a lot harder to cheat them up. So I think it's a good thing. I think that with an engine package like I think the Xfinity Series is perfect, if I'm being honest with you. I think if they made the Cup Series like the Xfinity Series, it'd be perfect. I enjoy the Xfinity Series definitely the most out of all three, just the way the car drives and everything. So I think them doing the composite bodies will definitely help.
That's good to know. I actually didn't. I always figured that everybody would want the Cup Series, like the Cup Series better.
Yeah, like I said, I've driven all three. I never got to drive the Cup car back when they had the bigger horsepower and the smaller spoiler. at the bigger racetracks. But I imagine they'd be similar to the Xfinity series then. But I really enjoy the Xfinity cars. I think they drive the best in traffic, and they slide around the most, which I think makes them fun.
Well, I appreciate you hopping in here, Bailey. I know you want to get off here so that way you can either eat or go to bed.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be eating. We been at the shop all day, so
I appreciate it. Like I said, anytime you want to jump in with us, great. I'll have you on. If you can, well, maybe we'll see if we can get Mike Harmon on here with you next time.
that'd be awesome.
I was
Hey,
trying
good.
to get him on this time, but I couldn't get a hold of him. So I was like, well, that stinks, because I was actually gonna kind of surprise you and be like, hey, guess who's here?
He's a tough guy to get on, especially on the internet. So me and Kyle had to help him set up a podcast deal the other day at the shop. So it's a little bit more difficult, but I feel like if me and him were doing it together, we could definitely make it happen.
Right. So yeah, I appreciate everything, and good luck in the upcoming season, and go get a win out there, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep. Good luck this weekend, Bailey.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So John, now it's our favorite part of the show. The Pro Week in Review. And the guys, I know we're not staying on until 10 o'clock at night like we usually do. When we get into a rhythm like with Jonathan and all of our sponsors, it seems like we stay on a little bit longer. When it comes to the NASCAR guys, we try to get in and out because we don't want to hog up their time. I mean, they're very busy with their schedules.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, you just seen Bailey. He literally left work, came in here, didn't even eat.
Yeah.
Went like, I didn't want to hold him up too long because obviously he has so much going on.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's cool that, they make time for us, to talk to us and, talk to the guys in the league and everything, and let them know what it's like on a day-to-day basis for some of these teams, and
Absolutely.
some of these drivers.
All right, so we're gonna run down through the points. So the Cup Series, I'll start with that. After the amazing race that we had there, Miz got me out front, kept me up front, ruffled my feathers up a little bit towards the end of the race. Thank God the caution came out when it did. But
Yeah.
I got my third straight win. I'm up I forgot to change my points. So I know I have like 175.
Yeah.
Miz has 147, Brandon has 140, Brian has 139, Dave 129, Ronald 112, Josh 111, Mike Senior and Hoosier at 101, JTC
Yeah.
rounding out the top 10 with 97. Fire was 61 and Zach was 46, and then everybody under that, you have Dunk at 45, Christian at 29, Dylan at 28, Zach 27, Billy 26, George 25, Derek 24, Tim 23, Noah 22, AJ 21, and David at 20.
Yeah.
And that's the Cup Series. So the Busch Series tomorrow goes to, give me 1 second, I'm trying to pull it up. They go to Chicagoland tomorrow, and then the following week they go to Charlotte.
You mean Wednesday?
Tomorrow is Wednesday. Oh, no, it's not.
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Tomorrow's Tuesday. Good God.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the Cup Series. Sorry.
Yeah, tomorrow.
It's been a long weekend.
Oh, it's been a long week. Yes, it has.
But no, Wednesday they go to Chicagoland. The Cup Series goes to Kentucky.
Yep.
But now we're gonna go to development. Development, JTC's got the lead with 747, HT3 742, Harley and Huey with 741, Hoosier at 740, Dreams at 724, D's at 705, Firefighter at 665, and then General, Josh, Jag, and Ripper at 640. And they are going into their elimination round. So right now it's going to go down to the round of 8.
Yep. And we'll be at Indy this Saturday
Yes.
in the developmental series.
Yep. Bush points. Kyle Petrie's got 55-point lead, 56-point lead. Then you got Miz at 610, Ron at 582, Dave at 520, Brian 511, Jag at 505, Loho at 445, Hoosier at 402, Steven at 390, Dunk at 354, George at 353, and Billy rounding out the top 12 at 294. And then last night we had another new winner in the truck series.
Yes, we did. Congratulations to Jeff on the win last night at Atlanta.
Yeah, so I'm actually going through this real quick. I'm trying to pull the picture up if I didn't delete it on accident, but I did. But I know Jeff finished first.
There you go, Bobby. Oh,
what's that?
Oh, it's not
Just
letting me
send
show it.
I was gonna say, if you can just send it to me,
Yeah, here, I'll send it to you really quick.
I have access to it. So sorry, guys. I didn't take pictures. I forgot. But no, overall, the racing's been phenomenal. I can't thank these guys enough for everything they do.
Oh yeah, I know last night was a blast in the truck series at Atlanta because tire wear definitely plays into that track.
Yeah, 3 times wear. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, there you go, Bobby. Send it to you on Facebook there, buddy.
Thanks, sir. So, Oh no, that's just a picture of Jeff.
Oh, what picture were you
Never
looking
mind.
for?
No, I was looking for the. I have that. I'm the one that took the picture of that. But I want to thank everybody. I don't have our sponsor list right now, but I want to thank Richmar Florist, Morgan Vans Racing, Starcom. I want to thank Quinn, Bailey, obviously having Bailey on. Lineup Barbershop for this amazing show. Can't thank them enough. Out of Toledo, Ohio. John, thank you. Jonathan, thank you. DeMarcus, Andy Smith, Steel Safe Shelters, Penguin City Beer, Fit Stop Performance.
Ryan Daly.
Yeah, Ryan Daly Designs for the amazing paint schemes. I actually just got this sent to me. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, nice.
So
I like that.
That's
like my favorite Quinn car right now.
Yeah, well, and like I said, guys, Starcom Racing can't go wrong. I absolutely love the new merchandise. So can't thank them.
We got Derek Peebles, Motorsports.
Yeah, Derek Peebles Motorsports.
Chrissy, and then with the Fast Lap
Podcast. Yep, Fast Lap Podcast. Chrissy and Deb. I'm getting on Facebook right now.
I got it right now on my phone.
Todd Eldridge, Charlie Langenstein, Dwayne, Wrecking Racing Podcast, Peak, Penguin City Beer, Ryan Daly Design, Seat Time Driving School for the amazing prizes they threw out this year. Steel Safe Shelters, Remain Safe. Got to give a huge shout out to Mike Harmon Racing, Bailey, Rusty Walrus, NASCAR Heat Community Manager, NASCAR Heat, obviously. Without that, I got to give a shout out to iRacing. I just started, and I absolutely love it. I mean, it's absolutely a blast.
You sounded excited last night when you were talking about it.
Oh man, dude, I'm telling you, you hop on there and it's just like, yeah. Got to give a shout out to Lineup Barbershop. So I can't thank you guys enough for everything that you guys do. John, thank you for jumping on tonight. If obviously you guys have noticed that that mic is not here. Sorry, I just got blindsided. Check this out. This'll sneak peek.
Oh, I like it.
Quinn's new car. Literally, I'm getting these as we're talking.
Nice. Oh, very nice. I like that.
Absolutely love it. That is very sharp looking. Mountain lock. I like it. It's that's sharp. So like I said, I can't thank all those guys enough. Charlie Langenstein, hope you feel better soon.
Yes, sir. We're pulling for you, Charlie.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I can't thank all those guys enough. Derek Peebles for the amazing. Matter of fact, let's see if I can pull the picture up. He surprised everybody. We talked about it, and I didn't know when it was going to happen, but guys, I can't thank Pro Premium Racing enough for everything they do, especially. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but especially when I'm sitting here and I get a text message that says, "Hey, check your Facebook." What do you mean my Facebook? What am I looking for? You'll see. So I click on it, right?
Right.
Not thinking anything about it. See if I can pull this up real quick. And I find out that we have the coolest thing ever. Pro Premium Racing is on the side of a race car.
Really?
You haven't seen it, have you?
I seen the one that was on the side of Derek's car, the little one.
Yeah, we're gonna be all over that car all year.
Oh, sweet. Because I know right now I thought we were on the either up by the front quarter or the rear quarter.
Yeah, I cannot actually find the pictures. So I'm trying. But no, Derek posted and said that, hey, I want you to check this out. And we, the next thing you know, we're on the we're on the side of a race car. Now they're talking about putting it on. They're talking about putting it on the hood, which
That would be cool.
Which is awesome.
Heck yeah.
So, like I said, I can't thank these guys enough for everything that they do. Obviously, you guys seen that our cars are on, or our logos are on his car.
Yeah.
I don't have the picture right now. I didn't save it. I gotta find it on Facebook. I'll share it with the group again.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
tomorrow,
without our
Kentucky.
sponsors, man, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Oh, absolutely. And tomorrow's Kentucky. It's one of those tracks that I'm good at, but it's one of those tracks I struggle at too. It's a rhythm track. It's sort of like Iowa.
Yeah.
So
I know last night in the truck series, I had a decent truck, but my son, God love him, I call him my Sasquatch, but he forgot to tell me he was downloading the game, so I was kind of lagging a little bit, so that's kind of why I dropped to the back there. And I didn't want to affect anybody's race.
I noticed when we were broadcasting, your truck was like, meow.
Yeah, he told me today, he said, sorry, Dad, I was downloading the game. I was like, really?
But yeah, I'm super happy with everything going on. Working on a very special guest
Nice.
for next week.
Sweet.
We're talking to a couple of NASCAR drivers, a couple that are coming up. I'm talking with Josh Balicki, obviously, right there.
Yeah.
I'm also talking to Brittany Zamora.
Never heard of her.
She is ARCA driver.
Oh, very good.
And then talking with a couple other people that I cannot tell you about, but just know they're old NASCAR Cup drivers.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. And Bobby, if you ever need me to jump in on this week in review, man, I'll be more than happy to do
And
anything
this
to help
is
the league out and help you out.
and this is John, not Phoebe. Just
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah, I'm using my
So-
daughter's computer.
So with that being said, y'all have a good night.
Yep.
John, thank you again for hopping in with me tonight. Mike, hopefully you get well soon, brother. And we will
Yep.
see you. We will see you tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. See you tomorrow night, Bobby.